development tonight in a KFDM Investigates report we're about to share with you. It centers on Kevin Morgan. You remember Morgan from Angel San Juan's reports on the Optimum Family Wellness and Hormone Therapy Clinic in Nederland. That clinic is now closed. The Texas Board of Nursing found that Morgan provided inadequate care to his patients. Fast forward until today, Morgan was an instructor at Lamar University, raising concern among some of those patients. KFDM's Angel San Juan is investigating, and while you were putting together this report, Angel, you learned of the new development involving Morgan's employment.
That's right, Tiffany. A spokeswoman for LU messaged us late this afternoon that Morgan resigned from the school's pathway program today, effective immediately. He is no longer a Lamar employee. That does not erase the concern of some former patients that he was able to work at the university in the first place. The Montaigne Center, more than Lamar University's basketball arena, the center also houses classrooms and the Pathway program under the leadership of Dr. Alex Monso.
We've got 70-something courses that focus on English skills, being able to speak, read, write, listening in English.
One of the Pathway program's newest instructors, until Thursday, Kevin Morgan.
I'm the director of this program. I'm responsible for reviewing applications, interviewing, so I hired him.
We interviewed Alex Monso Monday prior to Morgan's resignation to further examine the hiring decision. It created controversy among some of Morgan's former patients. Morgan is a former nurse practitioner who owned Optimum Family Wellness and Hormone Therapy Clinic in Nederland. It's no longer operating. Morgan surrendered his registered nurse license after the Texas Board of Nursing found that the care he gave 12 of his patients was inadequate and that Morgan had misdiagnosed and overprescribed doses of testosterone and thyroid hormone.
I have to base decisions on facts, and if it doesn't come back into the background check or I don't have factual information about these things, then I don't know about it. So I don't know.
The nursing board's investigation found that the treatment offered at Optimum may have contributed to the deaths of 2 patients. In its report, the board stated, Kevin Morgan constitutes a continuing and imminent threat to public welfare. BioTeam Medical, which used to provide the clinic with hormone therapy products, ended its relationship with Morgan after one of those patients died. In a letter Morgan sent BioT as part of the legal dispute, Morgan wrote, I do not agree with all of the aspects of the BioT method. Therefore, I did not utilize the BioT method to calculate the required dosing for any of my patients, and instead developed my own dosing method and protocol for treating patients. 9 former patients are suing Morgan. When they learned from Lamar's website that he was a physiotherapy instructor, it prompted concern. Morgan was served with one of the lawsuits while teaching. 3 days later, the description of his class changed from physiotherapy to English for physiotherapy. Was that change done because of the fact that he got served?
No, it takes a while for updates to go through, and so we put them in, then they get changed.
We asked what English for physiotherapy is. According to Monso, Morgan taught English medical terminology to students who don't know the language. When Morgan worked at LU, unlike other instructors, you could not click on his page to learn about his educational background and experience.
I'm not sure why his CV is not posted. We'll look into that.
The only time Morgan provided KFDM with the statement was shortly after the Drug Enforcement Administration raided Optimum. He told us, quote, these businesses belong to God. You will be persecuted the most when you're doing the work of the Lord. Therefore, I, Kevin Morgan, will rejoice in the persecution because I am being made in the likeness of Christ. Turns out Morgan and Monso attend the same church.
So Kevin and I go to church together, but our church has 350 some odd people. Just recently, his child has started in my Sunday school class. But I don't know Kevin personally. There's a ton of people in our church that I don't even speak to.
Monso says he got to know Morgan in September after he hired the former nurse practitioner and fellow church member. And y'all's relationship's church-based. You never knew about his Optimum clinic and all?
I don't, in the last 3 years, I've been in 16-plus countries. I work 70-plus hours. I don't deal with other people's stuff. I don't have time for that.
During our interview again prior to Morgan's resignation, Monso expressed concern about the serving of Morgan with the lawsuit in front of his class.
I think Kevin does a good job. And what he's teaching is not relevant to the questions you're asking. And people intruding into the learning space is probably problematic. I wish I'd have known more before, but I didn't. But I wish people would respect the learning environment.
A spokesperson for Lamar says process servers should contact human resources or the administration before delivering court papers on campus.
And what happened last week is that's just trite and silliness. And our students deserve so much more than that.
One process server explained what she called the difficulty in serving Morgan. She says she made more than a dozen trips to his home to provide Morgan notice of lawsuits without success until the court allowed her the extreme measure of attaching the suits to his front door. Once again, it's important to note, an LU spokeswoman tells KFDM, Morgan resigned as an instructor today, effective immediately. Tiffany?